Welcome to Pictability Training. I'm so glad you're here. I'm Dr. Annick Janson, one of the co-founders of the Pictability and now&next experiences, and I would like to share with you my knowledge about Pictability. So this is just an introductory video in which we will just point to little things that are going to happen during the training and how it's going to proceed. To start with, you may well ask yourself, and we welcome this question, do I need a new way to plan with families? I've already got my ways. We have a form at work, we fill certain criteria and certain goals, and we have planning conversations with families, we build rapport with families, and all of this is already going well, so why a new tool? Well, contemporary research shows that actually a conversation is not the best way for parents to plan. They may feel overwhelmed, which some people might also attribute to grief. And in a situation like this, a conversation is maybe too confronting for parents. So you may well have a good conversation and feel that you've achieved the results that you wanted and the forms are filled, etc. But the next question is, will these parents be committed to work on the goals that have emerged in the conversation, or will they still feel that, well, it's up to you, the expert, to make things happen? Carl Dunst has addressed this issue. Is a famous theoretician in the field of early intervention, and he talks about the importance of both the relational aspect and the participatory aspect of our relationship with parents. So the relational one is the one I talked about before, establishing rapport and forming a good relationship of trust so that people talk to us, and perhaps for that we need a few sessions so that people overcome a certain grief or a certain amount of sadness that they have over the situation. And unfortunately, these relational aspects only are not enough to create the kind of commitment followed by action that we want parents to have. We want parents to take deep interest in how they can pursue the goals and start working, because they are going to be with the child most of the time, and not us professionals who see them once very seldom. So therefore, how do we build the participatory part of this relationship that we have with parents when we do the planning? Well, we build a tool around this. The tool is that of Pictability, and the way that we approach this is, instead of spending a long time building the relational approach and the trust, we've designed and packed into that tool the elements that will seed and then grow the parents' feeling of agency over being able to make a difference for their child. So as certain professionals in the past have related to the grief part of that relationship with the parent and the professionals, we are subscribing to the post-traumatic growth theories of the positive psychology concepts. We will learn more about it later on in the course. But suffice to say for today that these offer a new perspective, and this perspective that parents would want for something to start at that conversation, like a seed that we plant that they can grow and they can nurture, and they have the possibility of recognizing their agency, as opposed to waiting for each session with a therapist. So imagine that this situation could then make your work and with a family much easier on two perspectives. Firstly, to create, to elaborate on the goals, to think about goals. Parents who have done Pictability have told us that they came up with new and more authentic and more deep goals goals that they feel committed to. This is because of the way Pictability is designed. So once again, we'll go in depth through that later. And then they write their goals. They hold the pens. So that is the first step to their commitment to making a difference to their child. So I've also asked myself, do we need a new way to plan with families? And my answer is Pictability. So looking forward to spending the rest of these training sessions with you and learning more together and getting your perspective on what this tool may bring to your practice.